The Spider-Man universe of Sony continues to grow steadily, and the next project is already planned for early 2024. The talk is of Madam Web. If you know the comics, you may already be familiar with her. But for those who have only watched the Spider-Man movies, this is a brand new character brought to life on the big screen. What Madam Web is all about and what is known about the movie so far is revealed to you in this video, so stay tuned. Since the comic book character named Cassandra Webb might be new to most of you, let's have a more in-depth look at her backstory. She was born blind in Salem, Oregon, and has suffered from myasthenia, an autoimmune disease, since birth. This weakened her physically, but led to the development of special mental talents. In addition to her psychic abilities, she can communicate telepathically. She can sense upcoming dangers in advance, and, similar to Doctor Strange, leave her body through astral projection. This is particularly useful because she is severely impaired due to her illness, and is confined most of the time to a special chair that looks like the center of a spider's web. By the way, the civil name of the comic character is no coincidence. Cassandra is a well-known mythological figure of antiquity and the daughter of the Trojan king Priam. She was cursed by the god Apollo to be able to see into the future, but never to be believed despite her warnings. She is therefore considered a tragic heroine. She sees the threat, but cannot avert it. Her equivalent, Cassandra Webb, is hopefully fated for a different destiny. The character first made its appearance in the 1980 comic The Amazing Spider-Man number 210. There, Spider-Man seeks out Cassandra to help him locate a kidnap victim. At first, Spidey doesn't have faith in her powers. However, when she suddenly shows up at his apartment and reveals to him that she knows his identity, they become allies. In later adventures, she frequently helps him foresee crimes. Madam Web also made an appearance in the 1994 animated series. Naturally, the big question is, who will play the title role of Madam Web? Besides the casting of the mystical clairvoyant, quite a lot is already known about the cast. This much in advance, we will see many well-known female faces from Hollywood. Madam Web will be played by Dakota Johnson, who most of you are likely to recognize from her starring role in 50 Shades of Grey, but fans of sophisticated horror might also know her from the remake of Suspiria. In the case of Madam Web, she outshone other actresses like Charlize Theron or Amy Adams, who were also considered. Many comic fans are dissatisfied as they consider Johnson too young for the role. However, the decision to cast a relatively young character is also an indication that those in charge are looking for a more long-term portrayal in other movies as well. For Johnson, it's her first role in a comic book adaptation. Whether we will see Spider-Man is still unclear, but Spider-Woman will play a major role in Madam Web. Sydney Sweeney, known primarily from the series Euphoria, has been cast for the role. Even if it has not been officially confirmed yet, it is considered pretty certain that she will play Julia Carpenter. Julia received her superpowers in an experiment involving a mixture of spider venom and a plant poison. The character's appearance is considered likely, in part because the Kraven the Hunter movie will hit theaters prior to Madam Web on October 6, 2023. In the comics, Julia plays a crucial role in preventing Spider-Man from killing Kraven. But she may not remain the only Spider-Woman. Besides her, Celeste O'Connor as Maddie Franklin and Isabella Merced as Anya Corazon have also been cast. We were able to see O'Connor back in 2021's Ghostbusters Afterlife. Her character, Maddie, also has a direct connection to Madam Web in the comics. In the Gathering of Five ritual, people attempted to use ancient relics to transfer special powers to humans. While Madam Web became immortal in the process, Maddie acquired superhuman abilities as well. Isabella Merced had her first big role in Transformers: The Last Night, where she played the young Isabella. Her new role, Anya Corazon, is the youngest superheroine and is also called Spider-Girl in the comics. She got her powers from the Spider Society. They considered her worthy because she stood up for the weaker ones in high school and protected them from school bullies. The roles of O'Connor and Merced have not been officially confirmed yet, but based on insider reports, they are regarded as certain. Rumor has it that a Spider-Girl movie is also in development, in which case an appearance of the character in Madam Web would make perfect sense. Regardless of whether Spider-Man himself turns up, his family definitely plays a role in Madam Web. Both Peter Parker's mother Mary and his uncle Ben have been cast. Mary's role will be played by Emma Roberts, while Ben will be played by Adam Scott. Ben in particular is expected to play a key role in the movie. Whether we will also see Aunt May and Spider-Man's father Richard Parker remains unknown. The cast is rounded out by actors such as Zasha Mamet, Resident Evil actor Mike Epps, and Tahar Rahim. Nothing is known about their roles so far, but there are rumors that Tahar Rahim could play Ezekiel Sims, another version of Spider-Man. The director of Madam Web is S.J. Clarkson. For her, it's the first big Hollywood project after gaining experience in the Marvel series The Defenders. We are excited to find out whether she'll be able to leave an impression on Sony's Spider-Verse. The script was written by the same authors as Morbius, which will surely cause some fans to raise a few eyebrows. Meanwhile, Spider-Man No Way Home experienced cinematographer Mauro Fiore was responsible for the camera. In charge of the production is none other than the producer of the Transformers franchise, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura. He has already stated that the movie will not primarily focus on action. Instead, the movie will be more of a thriller, in keeping with the tricky abilities of the main character. Filming began in July 2022 and was concluded at the end of the year, meaning that the movie is currently in post-production. The film was originally supposed to be released on July 7, 2023, but like so many other projects, the release date got postponed. Madam Web will now be out in theaters on February 16, 2024, so we will likely get to see some first footage soon. With the release of Kraven the Hunter in October at the latest, there will most certainly be some updates or a first teaser trailer. Those responsible are still remaining silent about the plot of Madam Web. This is because the majority of the audience does not yet know the character and could therefore be taken by surprise by the film. In an interview with KinoCheck.com, however, the producer explained that an origin story will be told and that the mysterious past of the character from the comics will be addressed. In the interview, Spider-Man fans are said to love the character because they would learn how she became the person known from the comics. Meanwhile, leaked photos from the set have raised questions about which versions of Madam Web and Spider-Woman we will actually see in the final film. We won't go into details here to avoid spoilers, but this much can be said. The movie might have a few surprises in store, even for those who are familiar with the comics. In addition, there will probably be an explanation as to why the role of the actually very old Cassandra Webb was cast with an actress in her 30s. A strong hint for speculations about the story is also the allegedly important role of Ben Parker. Most of us actually know him as the caregiver for his nephew Peter, and he passes away relatively soon after the start of Peter's superhero career. So, it's reasonable to wonder why he's significant for Madam Web and when exactly the movie is supposed to take place chronologically. Here, we should consider the title character's ability to see into the future, along with the young cast that includes Dakota Johnson. Thus, a plot that is set sometime before Spider-Man is quite imaginable, if not even before Peter's birth. Appropriately, the movie was shot in the financial district of Boston, which is supposed to be representative of 2000's New York City. The first trailer for Madam Web will probably bring more clarity. We are looking forward to sharing it with you on our channel. Right now, that's all the current information about Madam Web. Were you familiar with the character beforehand? And do you feel that Sony's Spider-Verse is heading in the right direction? Can you think of any Spider-Verse characters you'd like to see in a separate movie? Please share your thoughts in the comments, and leave a thumbs up if you liked our little preview. Thanks for watching.